J-horror is a genre that I've recently come to love. From classic movies such as Ju-on the Grudge, to manga from artists such as Junji Ito, there is just something about Japanese horror that truly strikes fear in my heart, especially when compared to Western horror. While browsing through Steam one day, I came across an indie game development company by the name of Chilla's Art, which was founded by two brothers from Japan who specialize in making short Japanese horror games. I have actually played one of their games before, that game being Okairi. In that game, you play as a girl returning home from school, but upon entering the house, you instantly feel like something is wrong. So the aim of the game is to explore around the house, interact with different objects to figure out what is going on. I personally really enjoyed Okairi, although I wish that it was a bit longer considering that it takes about 15 to 30 minutes to complete. But hey, why don't we go ahead and read a review from another person's perspective, shall we? Horrors, a short yet inexpensive horror game in the Japanese tradition of media-related hauntings. Fairly decent and a quality of tension and ambience rather than jump scares. Horror. Wait, what? Today I'll be taking a look at a few games created by Chilla's Art, but just a quick warning though, there will be some spoilers in this video considering these are relatively short games, so if you guys want to go ahead and experience the games for yourselves before watching this video, I've left the link to the complete collection bundle in the description below. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we? So here we are with the first game on our list, The Convenience Store, a game about a college girl on a night shift. I'll tell you what though, the scariest part is not actually working at the convenience store itself, oh no, it's actually looking at how much college debt you have to pay back with this job. The game starts off pretty normal, with us getting ready and making our way to work and I am lost. Where did I work again? Oh, there we go, now we're getting somewhere. Wow. This place looks completely barren. I mean, look at this. We just went from a bunch of houses to absolutely nothing. Where did everything go? Oh man, this convenience store must be so scary that nobody even wants to build next to it. But who cares about that? $13 an hour night shift? Let's fucking go! I'm never gonna pay back my debts, am I? After clocking in, we can now finally start the thrilling life of a convenience store worker. How fun. The whole game takes place over the course of 4 days, and during that time we do engaging tasks such as checking the shelves, checking the security cameras, and serving dumbass customers. You know, normal retail stuff. Wait a minute, aren't you the guy from Smash Mouth? Right now, everything in general seems to be pretty normal, but with each night that passes, strange things start to occur around the store. Things such as items getting knocked over. Clean up an aisle 3. We also start catching glimpses of a child looming around. Fucking children. And also Oh, you fucking...
Unlock this door right now, you piece of shit! I will send you to a place far worse than hell if you don't open up! Ah!
Also, can we just take a quick second to talk about the sound the toilet makes? Please, someone oil those hinges! This actually did scare me while playing the game. One of the strangest things that occurs, though, is at the end of each night, we always come across a tape that can be found either around the store or delivered straight to our doorstep. The contents of the tape are very brief and are kind of hard to understand at first, and the only way to fully understand the contents of them is by getting ending 1 of the game, which there are a total of 2 endings that you can get. The convenience store did a really great job at building up tension. Even though the strange things that would occur at the store would be considered small, all of those things would still add up and just couldn't help but make me feel a little bit nervous. And oh boy, with each night that passes, making that long walk to work while surrounded by complete darkness was absolutely terrifying. I even started to ask questions such as, am I being followed? Is something going to pop out of me? I mean, things were happening at the convenience store, so something could possibly happen outside of it. Fucking scary, man. I do have 2 small issues with the game though, one of them being present in most of Chilla's Art games, and that is the filter that they used on the camera. I do get that they are going for a retro VHS vibe, which I do think is a nice touch, but I personally think that there is just too much filter on the camera, and I feel like it would have looked a lot better if it was toned down a bit. Another thing that I don't like is that there is also an uncomfortable amount of bloom as well. But thankfully you can turn off the bloom and the VHS filter in the settings, which I'll be turning off the filter for the rest of the games I'll be covering today. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for this game, so why don't we go ahead and move on to the next one, shall we? Yeah, after working in the convenience store, I've come to the conclusion that maybe retail isn't for me. So, I've become a delivery person. In this game, we are tasked with delivering 5 of these packages to the people of this here apartment complex. Easy enough. Hello? I guess they're not home. Okay.
You took way too long. You get the hell out of my face.
Whoop! Yeah, nice throw, but you missed, bitch! This game plays out pretty much like the convenience store, where we go around doing our job, except this time as a delivery guy. As I've said before, there are 5 packages we need to deliver, but as we roam around the complex, you can't help but feel like someone or something is watching you the entire time. Hello, delivery service. What is with this place and not answering your fucking door like holy shit? Ah, I see. Moshy mosh. Oh my god, please stop fucking doing that. What in God's name is wrong with your neck? A nice thing that I really liked in this game though is that scattered around the area, you can collect these cans that all have really cool designs in them and are named after Chilla's Patreon supporters. They don't really do anything aside from unlock an achievement, but it was still a fun thing to do. Just like the convenience store, this game does feature 2 endings, giving this game some replay value, which after the first run of this game, once you know where to go, you can get through the second run quite fast. Night Delivery was a fun experience. It's short yet still very entertaining, and I personally found it to be a tad scarier than the convenience store. To be honest, there really isn't much to say about this game that I haven't already said for the convenience store, so let's just move on, shall we? The first 2 games that we played for this video are in the walking sim genre. What that means is that the games don't feature that much gameplay and are more of like an interactable movie. However, the rest of the games I have for today do feature actual gameplay. I've actually only known of Chilla's art for their walking sim type games, so that makes me pretty excited to check out the rest of what we have for today. Starting off with Akamanto. In this game, we explore an abandoned school, which upon entering, we realize that we have been locked inside. So with no way to back out, I guess the only thing we can really do is try to find a way to escape. Right off the bat, I have to say that I really like the graphics. While the other games went for a more modern look, Akamanto strives towards the low-poly graphical style that you would usually see with games developed around the PlayStation 1 era. I personally love when indie game developers incorporate this style into their games, especially if it's in the horror genre. The gritty style of the older graphics just works really well for horror games in my opinion, and a good example of a game with those types of graphics is Murder House, although I haven't personally played it yet. But visually it looks really awesome and also very terrifying. Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh, that's right, Akamanto. While exploring around the school, you will find many different types of items. Some you will need to give to a character or an entity of some sort, some are used to unlock new areas for you to explore, and some are there to replenish your health. But you can't pick up every single item that you come across. And the reason for that is because you only have a maximum inventory space of 3 items. Though in actuality it is only 2 items because there's 1 item that you most likely will want to carry. And that item being the lighter, which is basically your only light source. I mean, you can go without it, but doing that will make it harder to see things, and also, the dark is scary. Exploring the school is of course no walk in the park. Shortly after you begin your search for a way to escape the school, it is only a matter of time till you come across the main antagonist of the game, Akamanto. I hear some... Oh! 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 What the fuck is that? Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! 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 Open! Oh! 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 Yeah, that wasn't very scary. Akamoto spawns around the school through these portals, and the way you can tell he is near is if your screen starts to turn red or turn a bit fuzzy. If he has spotted you though, Akamoto will start to chase you while emitting the most terrifying scream. You can get him off your tail if you run far enough from him, or you can crawl into the vents where he can't get you, fucking stupid ass. But keep in mind that you also have a stamina bar that limits how long you can sprint for. You can hide in things such as lockers, but to be honest, I didn't really do that because I felt like running away was just way more effective. Aside from Akamoto, there are a few other things in the school that you should also be wary of. You will also find enemies such as this giant centipede that crawls around the vents. You also have this floating mask that spawns Akamoto near you if it sees you. And finally, the most annoying enemy that you will have to deal with, the spiders. Fuck the spiders. Not only do the spiders deal damage to you, but they also immobilize you until you shake them off, which by the way can really fuck you over if you are already getting chased by Akamoto. They can even be unavoidable sometimes since a lot of the corridors are so narrow that it's pretty much impossible for you to slip past, which not gonna lie, the spiders were pretty much the main reason I've died for most of my runs. Speaking of dying, you will die a lot. This game is actually pretty challenging, with how large the school is, the limited inventory space, the spiders, dear god, the fucking spiders. And because of all of those things combined, you will definitely die a lot. And if you die, you get sent all the way back to the start of the game. But the good thing though is that with every run that you fail, you start to memorize where to go first or what items you need or don't need, and to put it simply, you just get better with every run. The main way that Akamoto presents his scares is through instilling panic into the player. The game is relatively silent, there is no music and not really much ambient sounds, so what you'll mostly be hearing are the sounds of you and your footsteps. Which I tell you what, there's nothing scarier in this game than trying to solve a puzzle in a silent room, and then suddenly out of nowhere you hear... fucking terrifying. Admittedly, Akamoto can be pretty easy to sneak by sometimes, cause occasionally I've walked straight in front of him and he didn't start chasing me. Maybe he wasn't feeling it at that moment? Who knows? I actually really enjoyed this game. It was fun, short, and challenging, and I couldn't help but keep on picking it back up to try and finish it. There are also 2 endings that you can go for that gives the game some replay value, and it also looks like it would be really fun to try and speedrun as well. But anyway, that is all I have to say about Akamoto. Let us move on to the final game of this video, shall we? In this game, we sneak into our school with 2 fellow classmates, with the intentions of summoning the spirit of a young girl named Hanako to curse a bully in our class. What could possibly go wrong, huh? Right? 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 Anyway. To summon Hanako, we just gotta follow 3 easy steps. Step 1. Go to the girls' bathroom on the 3rd floor to perform the ritual. Step 2. Spin around 3 times in a circle. Okay, that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. And the final step, Step 3. Knock on the door 3 times and say the words, Hanako-san, let's play. Well, that was a complete waste of time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh. Well then, it seems that there is a 4th step to this guide. Step 4. Get the fuck out of there! Run! Ladies? Y'all good? You seem to be a little stuck. We then wake up in the bathroom to find that we are separated from both of our classmates. As we start to explore around, we realize that we are trapped inside of the school, bound by Hanako's curse. So the goal of the game is to reunite with our classmates and find a way to escape the school. In this game, what we will be mostly doing is exploring. Initially, most of the school is locked off from you, and the only way to move forward is to find key items and solve puzzles to progress. But your little exploration of the school won't be so simple, because in this game you will also encounter 4 different enemies, all of which you will eventually fight as a boss. They will spend their time roaming around the holes, and if they spot you, they will start to hunt you down. But don't worry, you're not completely defenseless against them though, as long as you are equipped with your weapon of choice, the flashlight. Pretty early on in the game, we meet the spirit just sitting around the pool, who gives us some advice on how to deal with the enemies called Wanderers. Apparently the Wanderers are weak to light from the natural world. So does that mean we are Alan Waking the shit, fending off enemies with intense action with a flashlight in hand? Well, kind of. This is pretty similar, right? Although you can't kill the Wanderers with your flashlight, you can stun them in place for a few seconds if you shine your light on them long enough. Though you can't shine your light on them forever since your flashlight runs on batteries, but honestly, there are so many batteries lying around the school that I never really worried about running out. One thing that all of the games I've played today had in common is that they all don't have a save feature, which makes sense considering that the walking sims take under an hour to complete. But in this game, you can actually save your progress. While roaming around the school, you can find these coins, and you can use them to save your progress in the save room. Though be warned, cause there aren't many coins in the game, so you have to choose when to save wisely. The inclusion of a manual save system is great, considering that this game has multiple endings. So instead of you having to replay the game in its entirety to get the other ones, you can just load up your last save file to get the other endings from there. I will have to say though that out of all of the games we have played today, I personally found Hanako to be the least scariest out of all of them. The walking sims like the convenience store and night delivery, although didn't have much gameplay, were still scary through their ways of building up tension, while Akamanto was scary in the way that the game focused on putting the player in panicky situations. Hanako, however, didn't really do either of those things, for me at least. One of the reasons why this game didn't really scare me is because I didn't find any of the enemies to be threatening. I mean, yeah, they chase you around, but they are just so easy to get off your tail, and they are also incredibly easy to avoid. Another reason why this game wasn't really scary to me is because the atmosphere was very dull. I mean, yeah, roaming around the dark and empty hallways at first was pretty creepy, but the game doesn't really throw in anything to catch you off guard, neither does it do much to build up tension. Help! I'm stuck in the wall, and I can't get out! You know what? I take it back. Maybe this game is a bit scary. I do have to give props that I do like the direction that the developers were going for with this game, and although I didn't find it scary at all, I still had a lot of fun playing it, and I do hope that they develop another game like this, but more fleshed out. Well, that is all of what I had to show off for today, but once again, go check out Chilla's art. Seriously guys, there are a lot of games made by them that I haven't covered in this video, and if you have played some of their games before, tell me which one is your favorite and why. But anyway guys, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye! That was so fucking lame.